Hello, my loves. Welcome. It's so much fun with this little microphone. I can't believe how much I'm enjoying just being able to be out and about. Well, mostly in nature. Where else would I be? Where else would your girl be? I hope everybody's doing well. How are you? It's so good to just be able to take a breath and come to the now moment. For me, wealth is being able to do exactly that. Let me adjust my camera a little bit. Too much adjustment. I don't know if that was now the right thing to do, but I did it. We're out in the forest. I was here yesterday also because I wanted to collect herbs because I'm restocking my winter apothecary. And I came out here and I collected all sorts of elderberries because you can actually cook them and make syrup for cough and concoctions for the immune system and for the flu and for fever. And so this winter I am upping my game a little bit. I've always been working with naturopathic medicine and herbs and stuff like that. But this winter, inspired by my good friend, life has blessed me with a great true friend the last 1 year, or since last year. And so she's inspired me to create even fire cider. She's really good with how she makes her fire cider, and so she has inspired me to try myself, and so I will do that too. But being as that I'm in Germany and we have an incredible wealth of different kinds of vegetation that is specifically for ailments and things of the deep dark winter, I am really just organizing myself. So elderberries we collected yesterday, rose hips, but I still want to collect some more, and there's another patch that I will go and collect those. We also wanted to collect pine needles for pine needle tree, but you need to be very careful. You need to collect from a particular kind of variety. It has to be the Scots pine variety. Differently, some other coniferous trees that we have here, they are actually poisonous. You shouldn't make tea with them. And so I was looking for the Scots pine variety and I didn't find one here. So I will have to come back or search deeper in the woods. I think that this particular terrain, this particular landscape, it doesn't really have these kinds of pines. It has different pines. I'm actually sitting under a pine, but it's these that you have also like in Sweden and stuff like that. They're different. They don't have you can tell by their leaves the way the needles are sticking out. You can tell that it's the poisonous variety. So I am resting a little bit these days. This is my daily life, to get up in the morning and engage in prayer and energy work, and to then go ahead and help others, do sessions with people. I am looking forward to start doing workshops again as well. I am also excuse me, my voice. I'm also doing a lot in my membership, and for those who want to learn how to do energy healing and energy clearing for the land, particularly the topic of helping spirits move on, this is something that you can learn to do very well in my Sacred Alchemists membership. It's only €7 or $7 per month, but you get access to everything that I create, also all of my classes, all of my courses, and ongoing, classes that we're doing 3 times a month. We have classes coming up in newsletters and stuff. So today I was thinking a little bit about the concept of shame as control mechanism, because this is something that I see not just in myself, in my own history, what I've had to survive, and I see it with clients. Most of the times, people who come to me are victims of narcissistic abuse. I posted a video about my experience of living a narcissistic family system, and I got some very interesting responses. I find it very interesting that people won't go beneath the video, but they will send me an email to tell me their thoughts, and sometimes it's like I don't have time to tend to these messages, and sometimes I will have a little bit more time and look at them and consider, is that my problem at all? Let's say this video that I posted, 2 people wrote to me to say it really touched them, and they were grateful that I spoke about that with such openness and vulnerability, because it reminded them of their own histories, and they didn't have anyone to talk to about those experiences, and that they had felt like they were crazy. And so hearing me talk about that, it helped them feel like they're not crazy. And I'm like, I know the feeling, and I know that what helped me was hearing other survivors, and I felt, oh my gosh, I'm not the only one, and I'm not the only one that people have tried to play such games to. And then there were some more messages. There were like 4 messages. I'm like, who are you even? I've never seen these people ever before on my channel. I know you all with your pictures and your usernames, and I know you. And there's like 10 of you that through the years have always been like recurringly commenting. So I know you all. I'm like, who are these people now who are sending me messages to say, you know what, I found you through your video where you were saying that the spirit realm is always hearing you and that you have help, but after this video now that you posted, I'm leaving again, because that's not the content that I thought I would be getting from you, and it's negative. First of all, I'm like, good riddance, because you came to a channel where I openly speak about demons, spiritual warfare, yes, and also about the wonderful help that we have around us. So I speak about angels and demons equally. So why is this now that you thought that this content of me speaking about how the demonic world operates through narcissistic humans, why is it that this feels to you like it's something negative? And what do you expect me to do now that you say I'm leaving? Okay, bye-bye, bye. It's a little bit, I know what this is about. I think that this is about shame. This is about consequences. Giving someone consequences. You opened your mouth, you're talking about that. Why you, I mean, I had that also before when I was talking about clearing demons from places, and people were denying that. So I have a reality in my 10 years as an energy worker, working with people who have been affected by these, yes, very negative situations. And then you have people who are like, no, what you say doesn't exist. You are just negatively focused, and that's why you attract these kinds of situations. That's actually wrong. When warfare and narcissists and negative people or negative attacks happen, usually it's when we're at our highest and we're just about to do something really, really great with our lives. I know that was the case for me. I know that's been the case with everybody that I have interviewed within the frames of them being my clients and coming to me after some narcissist literally found them in that time and broke them into a shell of themselves, of what they were before. And there is a little bit this misconception that, let's say, toxic people, energetic vampires, psychopaths, that they're gonna find you when you're vulnerable and you're gullible. No. When you are broken, if you are already a mess, there's nothing to take from you. They don't come to you. You have no juice to give them. They will come to the people who are successful. Like you see this with predators in relationships. Like it's like they're gonna go to people who have money, who are successful, who have a light about them. It's like, I'm coming for what you have. And the fact that I go around sometimes into the normal world, into the world of the muggles, so to speak, and I hear for so many people like, narcissist, what is a narcissist? And I'm like, okay, look at that. There's so many people who, like you and I, we have become experts at understanding the pathology, the psychology of evil, because of the experiences that we've had. Because, yeah, for some people, this is our path to come face to face with that kind of evil, whether that be through people or really like in the spiritual realm, where also people don't believe, like, no, what are you talking about, demonic entities in houses? And said no. And I'm like, okay, you go ahead, you haven't seen a thing and you want to throw 10 years of professional experience in the bin just because it doesn't align with your vision of what you think reality is, which is fine. Go off on your own way, but don't you dare come and try to shame someone else who has that experience and is actively helping people. Because then I have to ask again, who benefits if I am shamed into not talking about things? If you are shamed into not talking about things, you're not seeking out help, assistance, solutions to understand things so that you can move through it, who benefits? Yeah, that's right, the evil. And so I feel that sometimes it's really just that. It's really just, oh, you've started talking about that stuff. Let's send 4 people to say, bad. You spoke about that. We are leaving from your channel. And I'm like, I know that they come like that. It's like, why do you even tell me? Why do you even feel the need to tell me? Why don't you just silently walk away? That's because you work for someone. You work for someone or something that wants you to make sure that I get the message. The thing is, I have understood in my life that we have nothing to fear but fear itself. And these consequences of like, I will leave you, I will leave a bad comment, I will exit your I will unsubscribe, whatever. These are consequences that others might care about, but I don't. The kinds of things that I've experienced in my life is literally, I've seen death one too many times. So I don't care. Unless you were here when I was navigating what I was navigating. You do not, I'm not interested in what you have to say. And you are free to go, and that's all right. And I do not judge you, and I do not hold a grudge, but I do clock it that you are working for opposition when you have to go out of your way to not only, like they could leave a comment. No, they have to go out of their way to go to my website and try to find my email address, because by now also I don't have a obvious contact tab. So they really have to go and search in the structure of the website to find the email that they can reach me through and say 3 paragraphs of why they feel I should not be talking about narcissism and that I should not be talking about demons and spiritual warfare, because the more you talk about it, they say, the more you are casting a spell. I don't know what to say about that. I'm just going to say one thing. Those in our world who work with spells, who work with dark witchcraft, they are the ones who don't want you to be using your own spiritual power and authority, and at the same time they go off and they do their dark rituals and they do things the likes of which you find in the Epstein files, and you find them as well. You find their names in the Epstein files. Look around, look at Deepak Chopra. This guy, I never liked his face. All of these proponents of the New Age love and light only delusion, where you are not allowed to talk about something because, you're negative, it's negative. All of these people, they are in the Epstein files. They don't talk about evil, but they do evil. And they trick you into thinking that if you speak about the evil that you see in the world or that you have experienced and you have survived, that somehow if you speak about it, if you expose it, that you're calling it to you. This is a spell. This is the spell, not the fact that we are talking about things that have actually happened and that we actually found ways to get out of these negative circumstances, and that we are not just survivors, that we are victorious. God victoriously, we exited these dynamics, and we're not just mere survivors, but we are warriors of truth and of liberation, of sovereignty, of spiritual self-authority. So, shame is the control mechanism. Always. Always. I have seen it way too many times in my life, and some of us, we have imprints. You can see it even in our astrological chart, in our natal chart. Some of us, I explain about this in my Sacred Alchemist membership, about how our world got hijacked millennia ago, and how a different, at first we had this life impulse software that was running on our planet, and you still find fragments of it here and there. When you go to such places, when you go out in nature and you connect with Mother Earth, you find that impulse there still alive. And the more you and I, we choose to commune with this energy, the more it multiplies into our world. That's not to say that we must shush about the bad stuff that we have lived. The more we expose things, the more we defend this world here, where the life impulse still lives. Because that's the thing, when you shed the light of consciousness on something that is dark, it cannot exist anymore. It either has to be rehabilitated or undone and recycled into just pure neutral energy. And so I'm speaking in my membership about how our world got hijacked, and there was a negative software that was installed in an attempt to take down the entire original blueprint of organic God source creation. And I speak in there about how it's really up to us. The more we are reclaiming the truth inside of us, that's what we're bringing back. We're bringing back the original blueprint. And we're clearing, cleansing, evicting out of our world the inorganic software. I definitely feel that sometimes some of us, in order to come in here into this matrix that had been implanted now with this inorganic imprint, we had to take on contracts. The 3D, the negative, the Saturnian matrix doesn't allow you to come in here just like that. It has to impose on you limitations. Otherwise you would come in here and you would be entirely awake, like Jesus the Christ, like Buddha, well, Buddha, I guess I'm not familiar 100% with his history. I think he woke up afterwards, and Jesus came in and he was awake as an avatar. He was already, came in with memory. So imagine if we all came in like that. The system of oppression wouldn't stand a chance. So it imposes onto us a veil of amnesia, and along with that, it imposes on us limitations to stifle us, to hold us down. And these imprints, these challenges, these limitations on our original blueprint, some of us, we have more than others, because our job is to come in here and break those chains, break those limitations from the inside, from the third dimensional platform. I understand it's not everybody's job. Some are here to just experience different things, and some are here to break down things and rebuild. And we can't be blaming one another for the mission we came here to. It's like, oh yeah, I came here to talk about these things. I came here to live these things and then come out of them and teach. So why are you fighting me? I don't fight you. I don't say, you're a sheep, you're a complacent, because I don't say stuff like that about others who have just chosen to just live their life in complete abandon about, the darkness that we are in the process of ousting out here of the world. So some of us, we do have these imprints, and you will find them if you look to your natal chart. The natal chart, Spirit told me already in 2022, because I actually was an astrology adept, and I was holding consultations and then numerology and tarot as well. And Spirit told me already back then that, you know what, it's not the divine will, it's not the divine blueprint. The divine blueprint is in the Akashic records, and very few people on this planet can actually access it. And it's just, the natal chart is the 3D matrix. And I changed my consultations when I was still offering astrology, and I approached it from this perspective of like, okay, client, friend, human, let's look at your chart and understand how to help you interface most successfully with the 3D imprint when looking at your natal chart. And if you're interested in this kind of service, still message me through my website, and I will be happy to offer it. The thing is that many people confuse the natal chart, the personality program, because we need a personality program in order to interface with the 3D world. It's like we come from these all the way up high, and it's like we have to zip ourselves down multiple times in order to find ourselves here in a way that we can interface. And a lot of people make the mistake, or like just get lost in the illusion of thinking that the natal chart is who they are. No, it's just a mask. It's a mask. I want to say that as a person who has Scorpio, Pluto and Scorpio in the 5th house, those who know that this is all about being shamed. I also have Saturn in Aquarius in the 8th house. Also, those who know that this is all about shame. I also have Chiron in Leo in the 1st house. Those who know this is all about shame. Not me carrying the shame, no, but a constant, relentless attempt since birth, Chiron in the 1st house, to attack and shame, like that the world attacks and tries to shame the self, the divine self of this little being. And so I have had to eat this with a spoonful in my life. And I've had to understand And still I'm learning, but I feel like I've, sometimes you have one experience too many or 5 too many and these intense dark night of soul and dark arts training kind of seasons in your life, and you understand, oh, that's it, I've cracked it, I understand it, and I understand that it counts on you feeling fear of consequences that are not even real. It's like, oh, I'm unsubscribing from your channel. Great, okay. And what did you do with that? How did you harm me? You would only harm me if I still cared about your opinion about me. And someone who has had as many deaths and rebirths as myself, I'm realizing that it's not something that I do. It's not something that I don't care. I don't care about what people say or think about me, because I've lived in a chronic smear campaign. And at first it was, others around me, and life had to bring it this way until I would understand where this started from. I had to look closer to home, that I had to see that the first bullies and abusers were my family, and they continued to be opposers. So, many people, they go through like an experience where it's like, oh, I was bullied at school. And it's like, great, happy for you that you had at least still the support of your family. I feel like if you haven't had to understand how your support system was your own opposition system, I think that, I'm sorry, I don't want to hear your opinion. I don't care about your opinion about me. If you feel that what I'm saying is too negative, it doesn't concern me. It's not my business. Does it, why should that stop me from what I set out to do? It doesn't. So, you are free to unsubscribe, yes. Why do you feel the need to send me an email and tell me that? It's because you want to make a statement. Or do you think you are so important? Like, me over here, hi, see me, yes, I unsubscribe from your channel. Great, who are you? I don't even know you. You've been here. I've never seen you support my channel, actually. I don't care if you have subscribed. I've never seen a comment from you. So are you anyways an opposer? Are you just here to communicate only if it is something that it's going to attempt to bring me down or shame me or try to scare me with consequences that actually mean nothing for me and for people like me? Some people don't understand, or some systems, they're a little bit dumb, the systems, because sometimes I'm like, how can they not see that with all of the things they've thrown our way, what they've managed to do was only radicalize us more? It's like, how they don't see it. How they don't see it. They don't see it because they are blinded in their arrogance. But anyways, I'm not here to talk about them. I'm here to talk about the shame as a control mechanism, and to say that it is just one more cousin of fear. And you see it in your life. You start to make a different change. You're like, I'm choosing a different path for myself. Suddenly your entire circle comes around and is like, who do you think you are? You change the way you eat. Everybody's like, what? And now you are vegan? Or when I changed to, animal-based, what? Now you're going to be eating animals? You're not spiritual. It's like anything, any kind of commentary that will try to deter you or tell you who do you think you are, it's going to come in. It's going to come in. It doesn't matter what you are doing. As long as you are breaking out of the original script, it's going to come in. Because it has to humiliate you and try to make you feel like, oh, there's gonna be consequences now, so I better conform again. And it's like, you don't understand. We've been non-conforming since kindergarten. We've chosen to live as exiles because we've refused to conform. We've had to choose the consequences, because a decision, when you say I will not conform, my whole life will become a statement of non-conformity. It's not just a decision that you make. When you make a decision, you actually choose consequences. So why would you think that you shaming me or taking your presence away, let's say I'm removing myself as a subscriber or whatever, why do you think that this could do anything to me or anyone like me? Nice try, Didi, as they say. Which I could be using it wrong, but some of my Gen Z students say that. They say, nice try, Didi. So I suppose it means something like, nice try, you tried, but it didn't work. I saw through it. Yeah, so my loves, don't entertain this kind of thing when it shows up in your reality. Don't. Be free. Do your thing. Always remind yourself, am I doing what I set out to do? Or am I focused on the wrong things? Am I allowing the wrong things to deter me from doing what I set out to do? How am I using my time? Do I use my time by doing that which I set out to do? And as long as you focus on that, I think you're going to be all right. Because we do have help and assistance. There's a lot of attack, yes, and someone could say, why are we being so attacked? And where is like our teams? Like, where is our support team? Yeah, if they weren't there, we would all be evaporated by now. We would all be removed. It is a vicious battle right now. The warfare is so intense exactly because we are so close. I recorded a video last week. I still haven't posted it. It's on my phone and I've had some issues with uploading it. I should try to upload it. But it's like from a week ago now. And I was talking about that, and we have so much help available to us. Don't forget to call on them. And we're all gonna be okay. We're all just gonna keep doing our thing. Because that's the only thing what matters. Doing what we set out to do. So I hope you are all doing well. I love you, and thank you to everybody who's still here with me, because I feel seen by you. I feel you understand me, and it's not for me. I know that stuff. When I come here and I teach about something, I know that stuff. I learned that stuff. I don't say these things here for me. I say these things for you. I say these things so that someone who is feeling like I felt when I was still navigating those things, that they bump on this piece of content and that they feel like, my heart needed to hear this. That's why I do it. Because this life is just a journey, and we all just have to hold each other by the hand and pull each other out, and we have to rise first. Like, I have to empower myself first. So I come here with the empowerment of having survived that stuff. Okay? I don't seek to tell you about the things I have survived in order to empower myself. No, I am already empowered by the fact that I survived that stuff. And so I'm coming here now because I have risen, and now I can help others. You cannot empower anybody else before you have helped yourself. It's like, who you gonna help? Help yourself first. If you can't help yourself, who you gonna help? So no, heal first, and come out of that hole, and then you can turn around and see, okay, there's someone else still in that hole. That person I can help. And again, not from an ego of like, oh, I know everything, I don't have all the answers. No, but we learn one thing, and we can always turn to the person who is still one step behind, and we can give this information to that person. That's what this is about. It's not also like about putting ourselves now above someone else. We're all just here to help one another, because ultimately that's how we help our world. We have to snap out of this spiritual narcissism that I see, where everybody's posing there with their flowing robes, and they're like all so holy, and I am the source of knowledge, and you have to be like this guru disciple relationship. And I hate this, and I don't show up as that. And this is why you know in the capitalistic world, and people also who gravitate towards spirituality because it's trendy, sometimes these people, they look for guru disciple schemes. They look to be taken advantage of. They will see someone like me and they will not prefer to come and work with me, because they will say, you don't look like a guru. You're sitting out there in the forest in your tank top and in your you look normal. You don't, you are also very young. I've heard everything. As a healer, I've heard everything. Oh, you're too young. Oh, you're too pretty to be spiritual. Or you too this. You do what? You also make music. Oh, you also write books. What? And you. I'm like, everybody seeks the teacher that they feel like they want. And I have to ask myself, why do you want someone who just looks the part but can't really help you? And that's an egoic game as well, because you want to choose that teacher because your ego knows inside that that person is not going to help you anyways. It's going to keep you right there where you were, and you will just have a nice story to say about how at some point in your life you delved into spirituality, but it was all charlatanery and it anyways doesn't work, and that was your hippie phase, and then you outgrew it, and now you're off, you're gonna go climb the corporate ladder now because you understood that spirituality is just a fad. And I'm like, yeah, people like you are giving spirituality, a spiritual path, a bad name, because the truth is, like, everybody's spiritual because we all have spirit. But something that I've found in my path is that not everybody has a spirit. Sometimes there's people who have spirit inside, who are ensouled individuals, and then there are people who are operated by something else, almost like a hive mind, almost like the Borg, as they say. And these people are the ones that are going that for these inorganic timelines, for these, like, exactly, these people will go for the guru that looks the part but cannot help them, and they're in this ceiling. And a lot of innocent souls are also lost in this game sometimes, because there's programming, there's like brainwashing, there's mind control. And sometimes we just have to go through these experiences. We live and we learn, and we're like, oh my gosh, I tried to go there and I got taken advantage of, and now I see that actually the guru is me. The guru should be you, my loves. Look to people to hear stories from them and to hear what they learned and what they understood. But ultimately, inside of you is the guidance. And maybe I would be way more successful if I was coming here dressed up, looking the part, and telling you that I have all the answers, and telling you, what to think and who to be and how to feel and what to, giving you ready answers that maybe don't even work for you, but you try and you squeeze yourself into this box because the guru said so. And because it looks like a guru, you're happily giving your money, and you give like $5,000 for a day with me in a retreat, so that I tell you things regurgitated from new age books from the 70s. And you go back home and you're like, I felt so elevated, and then I went home and it all crashed again, and now I'm, No, guys, spirituality needs consequently, with discipline, and really like every single day, it needs that you're working on yourself. That's just it. Can you do that? You don't need any gurus. But I find it's beautiful that we can have such circles here on YouTube where we can meet and we can share. So when you find someone sharing things, it's like, if you don't agree, just walk away. You don't have to go and tell people, like, I am leaving, I'm giving you consequences because I didn't like what you said. Okay, fine, leave. There's one thing, I'm leaving because I don't like what you're saying. Leave. You have the right for that. And it's a different thing. I'm giving you consequences. I have to let you know that I'm giving you consequences because I didn't like what you said. That's maliciousness. Malice, I guess the right word is. That's malice. I do not entertain it, and neither should you. I love you all. I'm going to wrap it up for now, because I feel there's energy moving in the forest, and I actually want to catch up with it before it moves on further on. Because did you know that actually energy moves like the the spirits of the trees also, they move through the roots. They can be here and then they pop over there. How do they do that? Through the root system. But that's a story for another time to tell you how I found that out. So I love you all. Goodbye for now.